Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at the Bronx's largest shopping mall and one of the area's most successful malls. This is the mall at Bay Plaza in the Bronx, New York. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs and flea market videos. Thanks. I've never been to this part of New York before, but my mom has, even though she almost certainly wouldn't recognize it today. Between 1960 and 1964, this was the site of Freedom Land USA, which was a theme park that was essentially a knockoff of Disneyland. And my mom, uncle, and grandparents made a visit to Freedom Land USA probably in 1964, as I think they also went to the 1964 New York World's Fair during the same trip. Now, I'm not sure what happened with this land in the years immediately after Freedom Land USA closed, but I do know that in 1984, the Bay Plaza Shopping Center, which the mall at Bay Plaza is a part of, opened. This enclosed mall, however, didn't open until 2014. Before that, the site where the mall is today was occupied by a freestanding C Penney, which still remains to this day, but it's now attached to the mall. The mall was developed by Prestige Properties, designed by Altoon and Porter Architects, and cost about $270 million to build. It was also the first enclosed shopping mall to be built in New York City since Queens Center opened over 40 years earlier in 1973. And today the mall is still owned by Prestige Partners. The original anchor stores were the pre-existing C Penney and Macys, as well as junior anchor H&M, which happened to be the first H&M to open in the Bronx. All of these anchors remain to this day. As I mentioned, this is one of the most successful malls in the area. According to one source, the mall has some of the highest performing stores in the United States on a sales per square foot basis, but I wasn't able to find any exact figures, so I can't really confirm that. However, there's no denying that this mall has been highly successful since it opened just over 10 years ago. There are many reasons for that, but the biggest is probably that it's located in New York City, which is the largest and most populated metropolitan area in the United States. The area also has no shortage of public transportation, so getting to this mall isn't an issue for most people. And then on top of that, the pre-existing Bay Plaza Shopping Center, where the mall was built, was itself already a success, which helped this mall get off on the right foot. If you've ever been to this mall before, or especially if this is your local mall, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Now, while this mall is the largest in the Bronx, it's not a huge mall. It's about 780,000 square feet, and for comparison, the Roosevelt Field Mall, which I went to this same day, is about 2.3 million square feet. So it's about 1/3 the size of Roosevelt Field. But it's not a small mall by any means either. And for those of you wondering, this was filmed at about 10:50 in the morning on a Monday. This mall does have a few vacant stores, as you can see on the left here, but not really that many. I would say the vacancy rate at this mall is very low. I don't know exactly what percentage it is, but it's definitely low. Here's the Macys, which is one of the mall's two main anchor stores, and this opened with the mall in 2014. As you can see, the mall has 3 floors, and to me the architecture looks a little bit like Emerald Square Mall. Just a little bit, especially with those columns there, the way they flare out at the top. However, really nothing else about this mall reminds me of Emerald Square, which is one of the deadest malls I've ever been to. Here's another vacant spot on the left. I'm not sure what used to be in there. And then right past it is the H&M, which, as I mentioned, was the first H&M in the Bronx. This is the closest thing they have to an arcade, kind of like at the Sono Collection in South Norwalk, Connecticut. Here's the mall's other anchor store, C Penney, which was here before the mall itself. Not sure exactly when the C Penney opened, but I checked on Google Earth, and it's there in 2003, and then the next date before that on Google Earth is 1994, and it's not there. So it opened sometime between 1994 and 2003. Here's the food court. And remember, this was filmed at around 11 a.m., so I would guess it got quite a bit busier afternoon. It's a nice food court. I do like the way it looks. It's got a nice selection of restaurants. And as far as I can tell, all of the restaurants are occupied. The only one I'm not sure about is this one on the end here called, looks like Scotch Bonnet or Bonnet. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I've never heard of that before. It doesn't look like it was open when I was at the mall, but whether it's still in business or not, I have no idea. I love that they still have trees in this food court as well, especially these palms. These, I believe they're called Christmas palms. Not an arborist, but I think that's the type of palm tree they are. And I think you used to see more palms like that in malls in the past, and nowadays I see those very rarely. I think they have them at Crossgates Mall in New York, and I honestly can't think of any others off the top of my head. At least not ones I've been to. Alright, so before we go, let's take a ride in the elevator. Yeah, that's right. There you have it. That was the mall at Bay Plaza in the Bronx, New York. Sadly, I did not get a chance to do a drive around of the mall, but I hope you enjoyed the video anyways. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs and, of course, flea markets. And if you want to see videos that are not related to malls or flea markets, check out my second channel, Flea Bitten Side Quests, where I go to museums, roadside attractions, and pretty much anything else you can think of. So thanks to everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.